Okay, so now we've learned how to move chunks of objects around. Now we're going to look at how we can use the selection tool to modify the shape of objects. Have a look at the shape over here on the left. And notice that when I move my mouse cursor close to the edge of it, it changes, just like we saw before. There's a curve underneath it. Now, I'll move my mouse near this point. It changes again, but it's different. It looks like a corner icon under it now, whereas up here, it's a curve. This means simply that, as we can see, this is a sharp corner and this is a curve. But it also tells us how we are going to affect the shape if we click and drag. I'll do that now. I'll click and drag. I'm modifying the curve. Now, if I do this on a point where Flash is telling us that there's a corner, I move the corner. And this is kind of cool, because you can quickly create complex shapes by using nothing other than the selection tool. Okay, now let's move on to the options area. You can see a little magnet icon down here, and this is Snap to Objects. This does the exact same thing as View, Snapping, and Snap to Objects. I'll turn this off now, and you can see the icon change. That's obviously pretty straightforward. It just makes it easier for us to quickly turn snapping on and off. Now just below here, you'll see two more buttons, but they're grayed out at the moment. They don't become active until you select a shape or a line. The left one is smooth and the right one is straighten. What these buttons will do is affect the shape of the currently selected object. The left one, when clicked, will make the shape smoother. It doesn't always work perfectly, but Flash does its best. Sometimes this is a really good way to simplify your curves, and it actually makes the file size smaller. The one on the right does just about the opposite. Instead of smoothing things out, it straightens them, and now you can see we have all straight lines. So, using what we learned earlier, I'll drag the edges of this out. Drag the corners in. Select it and hit straighten now. Well, that was a big change. Between here and here is only one click. So, hopefully now you can see that even though the selection tool looks deceptively simple, there are a lot of things it can do. And by far, this is the tool that I use the most. And that brings us to the end of this lesson. Move on to the next one.